To build scorecards in Solidroad, you just want to head to the library, hit scorecards, and here we'll see our list view of all scorecards created within the workspace. So we can search these scorecards, we can also filter them in different ways by name, usage, created, and last updated as well. So to build out a scorecard, we just want to hit create. There's a couple of things to note with building scorecards. The first is that you just want to give each a name, so I might just call this one custom scorecard for the time being. Then I can build out different sections to this scorecard. So we can see here on the right hand side, if I hit new section, I can build out multiple sections here, to which I can also then add folders if I'd like. So I can categorize each set of sections into a folder. For the time being, I'm just going to leave it as is, and then what I can do is to fill out each of these sections, I can click on each, and then we'll be able to go to each section to fill it out in form style format. So to start with section 1, the typical way of mapping this is if you have some sort of a rubric or scorecard that you're using to grade performance for your reps, best thing to do is to adapt that into this scorecard and take it section by section. And our scorecards are flexible in that both soft skills and technical skills can be scored for, and I'm going to show you how to manage that. So if we were looking at our first section, let's say we wanted to build a section called opening. We just give this a title called opening. We can then define a top score. So top score is important at the section level because it means we can weight sections differently. So let's say opening is more important than a close. We could weight an opening a 10, but a close a 5. So it allows you to weight sections differently between the whole scorecard. And then there's two main scoring schemes. There is graded scoring and then pass-fail. So graded is like a sliding scale, linear style scoring between 0 and 10. And then pass-fail is essentially yes or no, binary style scoring. Did this happen? Did this not happen? And it's essentially 0 or 10. So again, just graded is between 0 and 10. Pass-fail is 0 or 10. And whatever scoring scheme we decide to use, typically graded being better for soft skills, pass-fail being better for technical skills or product knowledge or process and compliance, we will then be able to use this generate criteria to add in a short prompt, and then hitting this generate button to fill in our measures below. So for graded, we have poor, average, and strong performance. You can either fill these in manually yourself, copy and pasting, adding in just context directly here by typing this in, or you can use this prompt as mentioned. Then for pass-fail, it's a similar setup. You can use the generate criteria, fill in your prompt, then hit generate, or you can just simply type it in yourself. For both scoring schemes, we do also have some advanced settings. So for this section, you can then decide if you want the transcript to be scored for yes or no, and then the notes on the conversation to be scored for yes or no. Then we do have exclusion criteria. So this section of the scorecard should not be included if X happens, and you can describe exactly what X is. Section fail. So if Y happens, then this particular section will be failed automatically. For example, the rep swears on a call, whatever it might be. And then we can also apply that to a full scorecard fail. So this is a true and true fail. If this thing happens, the whole scorecard will go to 0, essentially. So that's the way we build out our sections. We'll just take it one by one, filling out each section here. There's an important note as well. So we can, yes, do soft skills and also, of course, technical skills. But if you wanted to link to other sources to be able to pull in more context, more information, by heading to this drop down here, you can select between a skill and a process. So a skill is just this typical format. A process looks a little bit different. If I click on this select process button and then I head to create a process, what I'll be directed to here is a page in our settings where you can actually build out processes, and there's many different ways that can be done. So if I hit create, you can, if there's an integration set up with one of our current integrations, pull from a help center article that's already been created. Just to show you what that looks like, we can head to, intercom as an integration. We can take from the Public's help center and then select a specific article. That's one option. You can also upload a document. So if you have a specific document in Word format, PDF, slides, you name it, we can add it here and then just hit next. Or we can also create a process manually. So we have a rich text editor. You can give this process a name, and then we can expand this out here to type in the full process, or copy and paste, whatever makes most sense to you. So with that being done, then we can then come back to our process. We can select a specific process that we built, and it will pull from this specific source the information that the rep must abide by. And then we can also add in extra context for the sections here. So that is how to create scorecards. If you have any other questions with that, just let us know. But really simple then to go and add this to a simulation. And then your training is almost ready to go.